Welcome to Over the Last then, the new roundup review and magazine show for the Starters Order 6 Online League National Hunt side of things, and we're going to look back at week 2's racing, and we'll get straight into a conversation that I had with Doug yesterday. Right, I've got Doug with me again. We're going to have a brief chat now about one of the races on Monday. We're a bit stuck for time this week because mine and Doug's calendars haven't quite matched up, so we've just got to talk about one of the Monday races. Which one, Doug?
It was actually hard to pick a race because a few trainers had some good days out. Josh Sutherland, he picked up a couple of winners, and John Morgan picked up a couple as well. But really, at the end of the day, Jim Murray, and you have 3 winners and 4 seconds, so that's pretty impressive. So I reckon we'll go to Jim's first winner of the card. That was the Chuckalilly Stables. Is that Foss Lass?
Yeah, that's Foss Lass. That's a course in Wales. It's one of the newer courses that we've got. It's not been around that long.
Good track.
Again, this is going to put me in a position here where I'm going to end up upsetting people because it's in Wales, and you know the league is run virtually by the Welsh mafia these days, isn't it? Or sort of like Gray and Leon's an adopted Welshman, and then you got John Morgan's there as well, but it doesn't get a lot of good press. I think there are quite a few fatalities at Foss Lass, so let's put it that way. I think it's not the most popular place in the world for a lot of people, but I can't say as I've never been, and I don't think I've ever even seen it, to be honest. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. And
we'll leave Foss Lass.
Yeah, so that's Wales and America after me this week. I've gone about as popular as doing Theresa May, Donald Trump, and somebody else all rolling together.
Putin.
Yeah, I know how that McCrick will feel now. Everybody used to hate him, everybody will hate me soon as well if I don't watch what I'm saying. Anyway, back to Jim Murray. He's Scottish. There's nothing wrong with Scotland. All their courses are brilliant. Save me, Scotland. Please be on my side. Unless we're playing football, and then we don't like them. Anyway.
So, Cairnsville Girl, I don't know how Jim pronounced that, but
you got that dead right. That's it.
Cairns.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got Cairns in Queensland right up the top. So Cairnsville Girl, and they got the day started for Jim with a strong win in the first, beating Ghost Apple's Josephina, with Stay Another Day and Crested Spark not far away. To use Josephina as a form line, you'd think Cairnsville Girl will win again and win in graded company. Jim has quietly been touting his stable on the forums in recent months, and sharp form students have taken note and are not surprised, as we've seen in the forums, and I think it should be a ding-dong for the Hunt title this season. And
oh yeah, I'll totally agree with you on that one. There's a part of the show coming up later on, which I've already done, which normally you and me are going to do together, but because of this week I've already done it, where we're looking at who's doing well at the trainers and stuff, and it's pretty tight with Jim, Paul, and Ghost Zapper as well, and also David Robertson had 4 winners on Wednesday, so he's out there as well, so it's looking really tight.
Definitely, and with a couple of trainers now have dropped out of the league, who had horses that were competing, should really tighten it up between those 4 trainers, really. So it should be no one getting in the way of them picking up extra races. And I think one of the most interesting things of this race is, on a sad note, David Robinson's Driftwood Bay.
Yeah, I've never seen that in this game before. I didn't even know it could happen.
Neither did I.
I did not know it could happen. It's Foss Lass, you see, as well. This is what I was saying before that, sort of even realising that's what happens in real life at Foss Lass. It's the only. I mean, how many seasons have you said you've done? Hundreds. Like somebody the other day said they'd done 200 seasons or something. I've done 25 or 30, and I've never seen a horse die. It's I mean, I've been running flat horses straight over fences, and I don't even know what happened. I'm tempted to sort of go back and watch the race again and see if I can see it. But
yeah, well, I had to rewatch the race to just so I could do my notes. And I saw the fall. It was a pretty heavy fall.
Did it look any worse than
it
the others?
died.
Yeah, well, did the fall look any worse than the others? Because there were some crashing falls this week. I mean, I've never even looked. Maybe sort of in the league before we've had horses die and nobody's noticed. I don't know. But I thought it was some sort of, not a joke, but I just thought it was somebody basically sort of saying they were going to retire their horses. It was useless, not sort of that it actually died.
That's what I thought. And I was, and then when I went, it was today. I went in and checked the results, and dead.
Yeah, I've got it here in front of me now on the thing. It just says fell third, dead. That's it. I mean, it's pretty blunt, isn't it, as well?
They don't even try and tiptoe around it.
And the sad thing about it is it was relaxed in the paddock as well. So the thing is, if it can happen, I know this is going to sound like I'm being sort of like morbid and ghoulish or whatever, but if it can happen, it surely should happen more often. Well, no, if you think about it, all of the times it happens in real racing and stuff, if it's going to be in there, I just thought it was a part of the game they decided when they made it not to include.
To be honest with you, I'm really surprised it's included.
Yeah, I am as well, because it's the sort of. I suppose the fact that it is shows it's a proper sort of sim and not just a sort of a game type thing. But it was it was something of a shock. And when I put the card up just a minute ago and scrolled down the bottom and saw it, and I thought, right, it is actually. That's what it says, but I've never noticed it in the game before at all.
Well, I hope for David Robinson's sake that Driftwood Bay wasn't one of his better horses. I know he's got some good talent in his stable, so
well, yeah, like I say, he had
shame if it's one of his better ones.
He had 4 winners on Wednesday, so he's definitely got some good. But it was, I know you can't really tell from the betting, but it was a 12-1 shot, so it wasn't an outsider. So. Maybe it was quite good. I don't know what the rule is. What the rules are now. Will he be allowed to bring an extra one in to replace it, or what?
No, he will be able. Surely he'll be allowed to for the 5-week window.
I should think
it'd be like retiring horse.
I suspect. Well, we ought to have a. I think later on in the season is the time to be talking about this, but I think we probably need to change the name of some of those early season maidens, because there's quite a lot of names on there that I now realise are associated with the olden days where things weren't that good. Maybe change the name of some of those races. We ought to have a Driftwood Bay race to sort of commemorate him.
Why not? I'll put my hand up for that. The Driftwood Bay maiden.
Yeah.
The RIP Driftwood Bay VIP Group 1.
Yeah, something like that.
Great one. Yeah.
Let's hope it's not something that happens every week, but it's something I suppose we're going to have to keep an eye on there, because sometimes when we're doing the commentating, I saw some crashing falls in some of my races this week, and you never think that they might be getting sort of dead.
Well, I'll be checking from now on.
Yeah, it's going to be quite worrying. I've got one horse that in its entire career, every single race it ran over fences, it either won or fell. Never came second or third or fourth or seventh. And I ran it last week, its first race, and it fell. And so I was quite pleased, because I thought, well, it's fell, so that means it'll win next time. If it had finished 7th, I'd have been disappointed. But I'm worried now that one of these weeks it's going to fall and kill itself. So
die.
Yeah, it's a worrying thing. Opened up a whole new thing to worry about.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah,
we've spoken about this more than Jim's achievement.
We have, which we shouldn't do really, because he's doing really well on both codes as well, and I'm particularly pleased because he sent me a couple of really good long emails at the end of last season, giving me some tips on what to do and how to sort of breed them properly and stuff. So he was really, really helpful for me. So
Excellent.
I'm pleased he's doing well, because he did say that he thought he was about 4 or 5 lengths better this year than he was last year. So, and he was pretty good last year, especially if you remember around Cheltenham and Liverpool time. He was winning every other race just about. And he has a lot of seconds as well. It's not just winners. He has a lot of second and thirds, and he's not very often out with a washing.
Well, I'm a bit worried now that Jim's playing favourite with the callers. Like, he hasn't sent me any emails.
Well, he obviously knows you're better than me, so
It doesn't seem that way. Your horse on the fence in front of mine.
No, you had a couple of seconds this week, and a fourth, I think, as well. You had one. I thought it was going to win, and then it suddenly got swallowed up right at the end. But
yeah, tell me about it.
I think it's I think you're technically got a better handle on it than me at the moment. So,
well, in saying that, in this race, I finished 11th and you finished 14th. So.
Did mine get around? I think mine fell, actually. Yeah, mine fell in that race.
No, it's unseated.
Yeah. I had a lot.
There you go. No wonder I beat it over.
I had a lot of fallers this week, which has surprised me because I don't get many normally. So, yeah, that was...
You're unlucky. Oh, well, that's my quick roundup of... wasn't even roundup. That's my profile race of the hunt on the first day. And as I said, it could have easily gone to Josh because I think he had a graded winner, a grade 3 winner, and John Morgan, he had 2 grade 2 winners later in the day. But yeah, when you train a treble and 4 other horses run second, that's a pretty good day in anyone's language, really.
Yeah, I think so. It was Jim Murray's day on day 1, and it was David Robertson's day on day 3. So it was it was good. So the professor's not going to have it all his own way this year. I don't think. It looked like he probably was at one point for a lot of the time, but there's a few people who were doing okay, and John Morgan as well, who said he wasn't going to concentrate on the flat. I know we're in a jump show now, but he's not doing too bad on the flat to say that he's not trying that hard this year. So I wouldn't mind his results in my not trying very hard.
Every time he mentioned that in the forums, I just stopped reading the post. I'm going, it doesn't matter, mate. You could cut one leg off most of your horses, and they'll still beat most of them around.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. So it's good, and we had some people getting their first wins. I've spoken about it in the roundup I've done of Tuesday and Wednesday. But Jared Tutt had his first win, and he had a third as well later on in the week. So that was good. And it's good to see some new people as well. I hope they stick at it and don't get too disheartened. I don't think Jared Tutt will get disheartened because he's had a winner. But some of the others that are finishing out the back with you and me, they've got to stick at it, and otherwise we'll be left.
Elite company, and it just is a matter of just sticking at it. And if you're unsure about breeding, just get into the forums and post up your questions, and everyone will help. You know, there's no more. I don't think this is a league anymore where trainers hold secrets. So they're pretty upfront now.
They don't.
What you got to do to get ahead, and
it's pretty.
And that's
pretty
a good thing.
It is. It's very good. It makes it much more fun and enjoyable, doesn't it? And you don't mind losing to people who are good winners, is what I say.
That's right.
Most
exactly
people,
right.
well, most people, everybody's is a good winner. Nobody gloats. I haven't seen anybody in the season and a bit that I've been involved in it sort of shouting from the rooftops, gloating about how well they're doing or anything. So
you're exactly
that's
right.
really good. But having said that, I haven't had a winner yet, so I'll have to remember that.
Everyone turns a blind eye for your first winner.
Anyway, so that was that then. So we're really in full swing now, we're ready and up and running. We'll speak to you again next week.
Definitely, we'll be more organised next week.
Yeah, we're still on our holidays, aren't we, ready? So.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get my act together. Really. I'm still trying to train horses for the window. So
yeah, I think I'm probably going to have to fire that back up as well, because otherwise I've got a few in there that shouldn't have got in there. And I suppose just before we go, we ought to say something about your Brighton lot getting promoted. You'll be up in the what with the big boys in the football next season.
Well, it's all on, isn't it?
Yeah. So enjoy your one season in the top flight next year.
Don't worry about that, mate. We'll go straight to the top. We'll make Leicester look stupid. First year in, bang, champions.
Yeah, that's a bit like me going to win the 2,000 guineas on Sunday night or whatever it is.
Some of those bigger teams aren't doing so well at the moment. No, if we get some wins, as long as we get some wins along the way, that'll be nice and be good for the supporters, and especially all the long-time supporters, the locals and stuff. So,
yeah, because you've been close a couple of times, haven't you, over the last few seasons, and it's been a long time since you've been up in the top. So
Yeah, it was 82 or something, 84 from what I've been reading. So
That'll be good. And
and from where the club, sorry.
it's a good place to go for a sort of weekend away game as well. You can make a weekend of it, go by the seaside and stuff, and it's a lively old city, Brighton. So.
Yeah, and it's been a club that's been through some low points in the last 20 odd years, so it's good to see it's bounced up and it's now in the top flight. And hopefully they can recruit well and between now and the start of the next season, and we can make a go of it.
I'm sure we'll be having a chat at some point, probably next season for this, when it's Brighton against Everton, because that'll be.
We'll be looking out for that.
That'll be a nice battle. Anyway, it's good chatting to you as normal, Doug, and we've talked about everything apart from what we're supposed to talk about a lot of the time today. So
that's it.
Right, I'll catch you next time then, Doug.
No worries, Martin.
All right, see you later.
See ya. Bye bye.
So, looking at the rest of the card on Monday then, after we've looked at the first race already with Doug, the second race was the mighty Bullaroo Stables graded race, again at Foss Lass, and that was a win for Joshua Sutherland. Judgment for Max, winning that one quite nicely by a length and a quarter from Pentonville Girl for the man in form, Jim Murray in second. Fourth Star was in third place for Paul Rhodes, and Zero for Thunderspark was in fourth. Another good race there with some good horses in that'll be winning plenty of races throughout the season. Moving on to race number 3, that was the Smokescreen Listed Mares Hurdle, and that was a win for David Robertson, who was going to have a great day later on in the week, but he didn't start the week off too badly either, with a winner on the Monday with Safecracker, and that one won just by a short head from Jim Murray again in second with June Street Girl. And again, both of them look like they'll be winning plenty of races throughout the season. The Rising Sun Farms Maiden Chase was the race after that, and that was a win for Leon van Rensburger's Ionosphere. Forged away to win nicely by 3/4 of a length. Huge price of 66 to 1, and just guess who was second? It was, you got it, it was Jim Murray, Ladytown Girl, taking second place, with Magic Soulard for Daniel French back in third, and Twisted Flare in fourth for Thunderspark. The Wensleydale Juvenile Hurdle at Wetherby was after that, and that was another winner for Jim Murray. Jim Murray winning this time with Birch Forest Girl by a length and 3/4 from Thunderspark's Lady Frost in second. Playing around for Joshua Sutherland was a good performer in third, and Diamond Geezer on the ground Clutterbuck Yard wasn't too far away back in fourth place. The Bet365 handicap chase at Wetherby was a lively affair with Cafe Olay winning that one for Joshua Sutherland. Coco came second for Leon van Rensburg, and Masked Carla was a good third for Stu Gray, with Hungry Bear back in fourth place for Colin Clark. It was Jim Murray again, race 7. This time it was the Wetherby's Mares Hurdle, which is a listed race, and it was Some Pool Girl this time who managed to prevail by a length and 3/4 from the Girl Next Door from the Graham Clutterbuck stable second. Blue Shirt for James Shea wasn't all that far away in third. The West Yorkshire Hurdle at Wetherby was won by Galileo, and that's one of John Morgan's. And that was a good winner by 4 3/4 lengths, pretty comfortable from Shylock in second, and Montira C was in third. That's Leon van Rensburg, Shylock, and Derek Hinton with Montira C. Thunderspark was fourth again with Wild Sponger. I didn't have a lot of luck on Monday, Thunderspark, and you don't very often see Group 2s being won by the best part of 5 lengths, so Galileo looks one to keep on the right side of. The Charlie Hall Chasers after that, that's always one of the first big pointers towards the Gold Cup and races like that later on in the season, and Sweet Revelation for John Morgan was the winner there. Last Queen of Chashel on Paul Rhodes finishing second, and Hurricane for James Shea in third. Belcourt Charm, who I seem to recall had won some big races last season, was back in fourth, and Master Welshman, another returner, was in fifth. The final race then on Monday was the Ground Zero Maiden Wetherby, and that was a win for Paul Rhodes, and another one of his detective named horses, Shoestring, was the winner this time. And Marytown Girl for Jim Murray was second, completing a good day for him, with Joshua Sutherland's Hop Skip and a Jump in third. John Morgan fourth with Baden Star. So that was Monday then. So Tuesday's racing then got underway at Cork with the Paddy Power Juvenile Maiden, and that was a good win for Quest Forest boy, Jim Murray. A good winner by a length and a quarter from Simple Minds, Grey Clutterbuck. Graham must think that's a good one if he's called it Simple Minds. He must have been saving that name up for a bit. And that one chased it home in second place. Some good horses also down the field there. I'm sure we'll get plenty of winners out of that race throughout the rest of the season. The second race at Cork was the Paddy Power Run, which is a graded hurdle Group 3 race, and that was the first of Paul Rhodes' Dodgy Detective winners, with Inspector Morse winning that one by a length and 3/4. Led for pretty much all the way, to be honest. Stayed on well, never really looked like being beaten. On the edge, ran pretty well in second place, and Baxter Street Boy for Jim Murray was back in third. After that, we had the first of the Moore's Millions races this week, and this was a maiden chase this time, and it was over 3 miles and 5 furlongs, I think, and Blackened was the winner here, and this was Jared Tutt. Jared Tutt getting his first winner in the league, with a really good gutsy performance by Blackened, who came back and took the lead inside the final furlong, was pushed out and won quite nicely from Joshua Sutherland's Chasing Aces in second place. So that's a new trainer with a first win, so well done to Jared there. Race number 14 was the second of the Moore's Millions races, and this one was over a little bit further, and John Morgan got his first winner of the day with Struggles Glory, ridiculously priced at 66 to 1, but won it by a good 3 3/4 lengths from National Sensation, who's a standing dish in these long distance races, and he's always there or thereabouts, so you know that's pretty good form. And Xena was back in third for Paul Rhodes, and Soldier Blue in fourth for David Robertson. James Shea there as well in fifth with another case. We all know how good his long distance chases are, and then if you take into account there that you've got Thunder Spark in sixth and Derek Hinton in seventh, you've got all the big name trainers up there over the sticks doing well. And even Graham was there with his Anne Fruit, which was 10th, and Darren Howes in 9th, and Bolliot Surfer in 8th. So they named just about everybody, but that was a pretty good race, that one, and well won by Struggles Glory. The National Hunt Flat Race was next up, and these are proving to be far more competitive this season and are much more enjoyable than they were last year. Prisoner Cell Block H was the winner this time for Paul Rhodes, and that one won really well by 2 lengths, with Pixel Lord back in third and Eternal Reasons in fourth. Shimmery's White Star Girl also ran well in fifth. I think Moss Side had won the race, the National Hunt Flat Race, the previous week, and was back in seventh today. The Irish Stud Novices Maiden Hurdle was after that, and that was Jim Murray. Jim Murray had a great start of the season, and Cowpot Street Girl was the winner there. A short head from Wind Power, who made pretty much all the running and just got beaten on the line. It was a 3-way photo with Joshua Sutherland's Elaborate back in third. It was easily the best jump finish we've seen so far, I think, this season, and those three, I think they'll all be winning plenty more races as the season goes on. The Ascot Novices Maiden Chase was after that, and that was a quick fire double for Jim Murray, with Duncan Street Boy winning that one. It was never headed and won really easily. Sergeant Bilko for Paul Rhodes was third, and Kiss My State for Joshua Sutherland was back in fourth place. Leon's Championship also ran well in fourth. The Travel Lodge Stay Maiden at Ascot was another one of those real long distance races, and will be a Grand National trial, I should think, and Lebrano, the 10-year-old, came through like an absolute train going into the straight and took the lead. Never looked like being caught. Really a good win for that. I'm sure it's going to get a hefty weight rise in the handicaps, which may just hamper it for a while, but it's almost certain, I would think, to be one of the fancied runners in the National, even if it is one of the top weights. Beltane ran a good race in second, and Clandest Zero also ran really well for Molliet Surfer in third. My Horse Crazy Parachute was fourth, led most of the way, made lots of mistakes though, and came back to be fourth, just pipping Martin Cairns' Mexican Way, which I seem to recall was a 13-year-old, so it's probably the oldest horse in the league. But as ever, those long distance chases are really good fun to watch. They're entertaining, and there's always something going on. That was race number 18. After that, of course, we had the United House Gold Cup, and this was David Robertson. David Robertson had a really good week again, and it was Beyond the Stars Running for him this time by 2 lengths from Araska, Thunderspark in second, and Frankenstone was third for Molliet Surfer, and Badge of Honour was not far behind that one in 4th place. Another good race, another good performance by quite a lot of them, and I seem to recall that was a race where we had quite a few horses falling from fancied stables. The final race on Tuesday was the Bank Wensleydale listed chase at Ascot, and this was a win for Graham Clutterbuck with Seek the Pearl. Well, to win by 2 3/4 lengths from Paul Rhodes' Dame Jenny Bond, who was in the lead for quite a long way and then came back again towards the end. Pioneer for David Robertson was in 3rd place. And again, that is a race that was liable to see quite a few winners coming out of that one. On to Wednesday then, and it was the Thunderspark Maiden, which was the first race on Wednesday, and what a great day it was for David Robertson. He started off with a winner, with Cherry on top, which made virtually all the running, and won by a 1/4 length from Hothead, Leon van Rensburg stable in second. Edelweiss de Moulin was third for John Morgan, and Catabatic, who I seem to remember that was a good 2-mile chaser many years ago, was 4th for Graham Clutterbuck. The Donny Stables Maiden Hurdle race was next. That was at Ascot as well, and that was a win for Asana, and John Morgan was driven out to win by a length and a quarter from David Robertson's Nantucket Express, with Joshua Sutherland back in 3rd place with Kingdom of Titans. Paul Rhodes' Rain God filled the 4th spot. The Stratford Beginners Novices Chase at Exeter, not at Stratford as you might think, was won by Spiralite for Thunderspark, who won it really easily, to be honest, by 5 3/4 lengths. It's a very clever ride. The horse only, I think, led towards the end of the race, but always up with the leading group. Case Coast Legacy ran well in second, and Hoik was a good third for Martin Cairns. David Robertson wasn't far away again, this time with his 4th place Princess, and as you can, the Only Fools and Horses race was another tight affair, but No Harm Done got back up to win that one. He led earlier in the race and then was headed and got back up again after Dreamville Girl. And Jim Murray made a mistake at the last. Kayla for Martin Cairns and I want to be third, and Stu Gray got a 4th with Red Foot Hammer. The Sporting Bet Howden Gold Cup went to John Morgan with Magical Lady. That one won quite comfortably, just pushed down to the line, beat Driftwood Act for David Robertson second, and Daniel French got himself a third with Make a Wish. Joshua Sutherland's Chocolate Brownie was back in 4th place. The Bally Brit Novice Chase at Galway was another race that's going to throw up lots of winners for the rest of the season, I think, with My Princess Jane winning the battle to beat Coven. The two Welsh trained horses pulled well clear of the remainder, and My Princess Jane was the one who just prevailed with Coven having to settle for second. Back at Kempton then, the Cato Star Chase, or Corto Star as everybody seems to call him these days, was won by Hereditary Rule for Leon van Rensburg. Good 2 3/4 length win for the favourite, beating Celestial Way from John Morgan, and Jared Tutt has got himself off to a great start. Not only has he had a winner, he's now had a 3rd place as well with Black Magic. James Shea, and his horse Gavin back in 4th place. Race 29 was the Lisa Maria Jones Mares Maiden Hurdle at Kempton, and that was a win for Leon van Rensburg's Blue Shift, winning that by a length from Cool Welcome back in second. Normandy Invasion for Molliet Surfer was third, with Leighton Tutt in 4th, and Daniel French and Stu Gray both having horses that were close up to the money. The final official race of week 2 was the Paddy Power Hotel Chase at Kempton. It was a maiden chase, and there's going to be plenty of winners coming out of this one again. And it was a close finish between a ding-dong finishes, really, what you could say, between Cardiff Bell, who just prevailed and won by a head from Tranta y Tres from Darren Thompson's stable, came second, and Taxi for James Shea was back in 3rd place. But that was another really exciting finish, and any of those 3 could have won, and I'm sure all 3 will be winning races for the rest of the season. There were 3 bonus races this week over the sticks, and the first one of those was the Simple Minds Maiden Hurdle at Kempton, and that was a win for Quickie Mark Cracked and David Robertson, and that got up to beat Black and White, Joshua Sutherland's horse, in second. Big Badgers was third for Colin Clark, I don't think it's had a mention yet this week, and that was the start of a 3-way go for David Robertson, as he won all 3 of the bonus races to end week number 2. The Starters Orders 6 hurdle qualifier leg 1 was the second part of it, and it was Parchment that won it for David Robertson this time by a length and 3/4 from Whisper back in second. Burning Saints was third for Joshua Sutherland, and Tropical Depression was fourth for Darren Thompson. Stu Gray picked up some useful prize money with Scruffy Skip hanging on to be fifth, but the win money was going to nobody other than David Robertson for the bonus races, because he came out and won the third of them as well with Cryptic Driftwood, which was restrained early but got into the lead about 2.5 furlongs out and stayed on really well, and won it by 2.5 lengths from Colin Clark's 3 out of 5, which came second. And then a shout out for another new trainer, Rob Plass, who got himself a third place with the Westerner, and James Shea's Newspaper was back in fourth, whilst Stu Gray was there or thereabouts from the minor money again with Midsummer Fair. So that was the racing on Tuesday and Wednesday then, and we look forward to another good action-packed week in week 3. So the National Hunt trainers have got off to a really good start this season then. Obviously John Morgan, who's concentrating on the jumps, so he says has 11 winners so far, so he's got off to a really good start. And Jim Murray as well. Jim Murray's been really firing so far this season. He's already had 9 winners plus countless placed horses as well, and he's also had a good start on the flat. Paul Rhodes has also had 9 winners, and he's going to be contending for the title on both counts, I would think. Well, they've got off to a great start. We've seen lots of different trainers having winners already this season. Of course, we've already mentioned today Jared Tutt getting his first win. Stu Gray's already had a winner. Darren Thompson's already had a winner. Colin Clark and Graham Clutterbuck have both had 2. Leon's had 6. He's quietly creeping up behind those leaders. Martin Cairns has had 2. James Shea, probably not surprised, he's only had 1 jump winner so far. I'm sure he's got plenty more to come later on in the season. Thunderspark has only had 5 so far. David Robertson's the other trainer, along with Jim Murray, who's gone off to an absolute flyer. 8 winners for him, and I think he probably had most of them in this week too. He certainly had, I think, 4 at least on Wednesday. Joshua Sutherland has started off with 3 winners as well, so there's still plenty of time left to go in the season for everybody else to get off the mark. There's still a few that haven't had a winner yet. Nobody wants to be the last name on that list on Paul's thread of the trainers yet to get off the mark, and both me and Doug are on that list, so I'm sure we'll both be striving to get off it before the season ends. It's a bit like being the last one to be picked when they're picking the football teams in a playground at school, isn't it? Nobody wants to be the last man in that little section. So that was week number 3 then, or week number 2. I'm getting ahead of myself there. So week 2's in the book. The racing has really started in earnest now, and we've got some great races coming up next week as well. So we'll look forward to that one, and we'll see you all next time.